Howdy ho, people of the internet. It's me, MJ, from Better Killed Studios. This video is different from others, as in it's going to be formatted, as you can see now. Sort of like most of my comic videos, actually. And I'm super excited to start filming this project because I'm talking about something in particular that I really love. And that is the subject of horror. We're going to be talking about horror because if there's one thing that I love the most, it's horror attempts or bad horror attempts. Oh, but my dear friends, we'll be getting into that soon enough. First, I'd like to start out by saying that I know this is formatted badly. Some of the pictures have black bars on them, and that's because some of them are too big for the Clips app on my phone. Yes, this is being recorded on my phone. I apologize for that. I just really don't understand why Apple has to make everything so difficult, but this is the only recording thing I have right now, so we're gonna have to hope that this works out. I doubt anyone's listening to this anyways, but you know. But anyways, let's get straight into the topic, I guess. So, the subject for today is fairly simple, and we're going to be talking about something a bit controversial straight off the bat. Yay! It's slashers, you guys. We're going to be talking about slasher horror and what my opinion on that is. Boy, do I get a lot of hate for this one. It's not a pretty sight when I bring up how I feel about these characters in casual conversation, especially with horror fanatics, like myself. Because it's always the same thing. It's just like, guys, look, she doesn't like the slashers. She doesn't like the classics. What kind of horror fanatic are you?
Wow, this bitch seriously doesn't like them? Oh my god.
And I mean, can you see how that could get annoying at times? Like, just because I don't want to see a glorified gore fest on TV doesn't mean that I am not a true horror fan. Why do I get excluded for not living in the 90s where I'm constantly in fear of some guy flirting with me breaking into my house? Why do I get excluded from the horror club for that? Maybe it just takes a lot to scare me, but I know that Michael Myers is unrealistically strong and Freddy Krueger is stupid enough in his movies to take me out of the horror, so I don't really understand what the appeal horror-wise is. Like, don't get me wrong, they're great movies, and I love them to death because they're hilarious to watch, just they're not the kind of movies I'd watch if I wanted to be scared, you know? But that's okay if they are your thing. But if they are your thing, you might want to click off this video because I'm now going to be talking about why I don't like them very much. So yeah. Why'd you click on this video in the first place? It's literally titled, Why I Don't Like Slashers. But that's besides the point. Let's get right into it. So, my first grievance with the slasher genre is the fact that all of the characters are, like, especially the main characters, are ladies' men. It takes me out of the experience of horror when the main person doing all the killing and slashing and stuff is supposed to be some kind of ladies' man who makes the lady swoon over his over his charm. all while he's out here like murdering people and like just destroying houses and burning things to the ground and just killing people. And I'm always like, what does the love interest see in this guy when people make these movies? Like, if there's I was about to say, if there's a love interest, there's always a love interest. There's always a love interest, like, always. But that's, like, besides the point. Anyways, I always wonder what the love interest of these type of movies, sees in the protagonist or the killer. Well, in the type of movie I'm describing, it's more likely that the love interest I'm describing is the protagonist, so sorry about that. But I always wonder what she sees in him. Like, this guy admitted to murdering people for fun to you. What about him is so sexy? Like, I don't get it. He's supposed to be this, like, he's supposed to be this, like, ruthless killer, but he just swoons over his lady love interest whenever she enters the scene, and he just immediately stops killing people, and he stops murdering people, or, like, some bullshit like that. Good examples of this is, like, sort of, like, Tiffany, I guess, from Chucky, and Nancy. Like, they both completely stopped killing just because this one girl was like, this like one girl was just like, hey, maybe can you like not do that, please? Can you like not? And he's all like, yes, baby, of course. I'll stop. I'll do anything for you. Like, okay. Like, all right, whatever you say, man. Another thing that is kind of annoying about this is that there isn't really any depth to the characters, and any depth that there is really surface level kind of stuff. It's not really like anything interesting that you'd want to hear about, you know? And that's fine, because the type of movie that this isn't exactly for deep introspective horror. Like, this isn't supposed to be the next Johnny the Homicidal Maniac comic over here, but like at the very least, can you give us like can you give us like something that isn't just the hero, the killer loves his girlfriend, and he loves his girlfriend because she was the only person that was nice to him during those years of his life when he was bullied. Like, why does it matter that he was bullied? Why was she the only one that was nice to him? Is there any reason? Is there any particular occurrence that caused them to become friends? Why should I care about this event or this chick? But it's a slasher movie, so we don't talk about that. We just talk about how oh so in love they are. Another thing that's oh so annoying about these slasher movies is that people tend to this is more of a grievance with the people than it is the movie itself, but people tend to go out of their way to defend these killers and romanticize them. But, like, you don't see people romanticizing the aliens from A Quiet Place. You don't see people trying to fuck Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and you most certainly don't see people trying to like screw, I don't fucking know. You don't see them trying to like screw like my point is that you don't see them trying to like screw otherworldly creatures Unless it's the clown from It. Oh dear God. But yeah, you basically you don't see people trying to fuck the ugly ones. And it's literally only the slashers that they're trying to hop on that dick with, you know? And it's kind of gross considering that most of them are murderers and get off to like murder. Like, not even joking, in the novels Michael gets off to murdering people. Like, yeah, like, so yeah, they like think that the killers think this is hot, and then the people are like, oh yeah, I want to do that. It's like, no, just no. And oh no, I can already hear you saying, but MJ, not everybody wants to fuck them. Not the entire fandom isn't like that. And I'm here to tell you you're right. There are some people that don't think that the killers are attractive and don't think that people that murder other people are super hot and don't want to jump on that Jason dick, you know? But a lot of them do. I would know. I have a friend and many other friends who are like that. Every day we stray further from God. But you may be asking, but MJ, if you don't like the slashers, why have you watched their movies? Why do you know so much about them? Why do you like them? Well, not like, but why do you watch all their stuff? Because, mind you, I begged my mom to take me to see the 2018 Halloween movie, and I spent an entire week studying to ace a test just so that she would take me. I was hyped for that movie. It's not like I hated it. So the simple answer to why do I watch all their stuff if I don't like them is because, and you all are gonna hate me for this, but I think their movies are funny. MJ, it's a horror movie. How dare you disrespect the classics? Yes, this is an actual response I've gotten before. All right. Just because I think the movies are funny doesn't mean that they're not good. And I'm definitely not disrespecting the classics. I don't know why people think I am. It's like I'm disrespecting some kind of religion. Like, seriously, every time I'm like, oh, I think the movies are funny, it's always the same response. This is why we don't share our opinions online, kids. But yeah, I think that their movies are pretty hilarious. Freddy Krueger's funny to me, and I like to watch Michael Myers slash up some teens and laugh. I have actually laughed in the theater a few times while watching these movies, and people get mad at me every time. But I don't really care. Because the premises are just so silly to me. It's always the same thing. Like, a killer comes into the person's house and slashes up a bunch of teens while they're having sex. And they're always like, no, why me? Or if they're not the main character, they just die uneventfully. Like, they don't even get a monologue. Like, the main character gets a whole fucking monologue, and then just, like, all the side characters just die instantly. Like, in what world is that not funny? Like, that's hilarious, and you know it. Like, shut up. That is funny. That is funny. But I guess that brings us to the next topic, I suppose. It does. It really doesn't, but, like, I had points, but now I'm just rambling at this point. But you know, we're going to move on, and we're going to talk about something that just does not make me happy. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. On to phase 2 we go, I suppose. So, the next thing I want to talk about, which I refrained from rambling on about in my previous statements, is the misrepresentation of bullying, which it does not make this artist very happy to see bullying be misrepresented like this. Now, you may be looking at your screen and scratching your head and going, MJ, what do you mean? What do you mean misrepresentation of bullying? That doesn't happen. Well, dear viewer, yes, it does. Oh, does it ever? So, this is my main point, so it's going to go on longer than the last section. So bear with me here. So, my real problem isn't with the actual creators of it, because they can have bullying in their art all they want. I don't care. As long as they make it clear that this is over-dramatization of what bullying actually is, then that's fine. My real grievance is with... Can you guess it, folks? That's right, the fans. God, the fans of slashers are way more annoying than the actual movies, aren't they? Anyways, I don't want to get too personal on this channel because it's supposed to be just for my own enjoyment, but because of past events involving my sister, I'm very anti-bullying, but apparently there are some people out here on the internet that are glamorizing the bullying that people such as Jason Voorhees and Bubba Sawyer went through, not only at the hands of their peers, but at the hands of their family as well. They sort of treat them like fix-it dolls, I guess. Where they're like, it's like they're like, oh, if I just stick around long enough, I can help these people. I can make them love me, and I can make them trust and love again. And they have this unhealthy fantasy, this unhealthy savior fantasy, and they glamorize what these people went through, and it's not okay. It's just not okay for you to do that. It's not even to fictional characters, in my opinion. And you may ask yourself, why is that the case, MJ? Why is it not okay, even in fiction, to romanticize terrible things? And it's because of the fact that no matter how obvious you think you've made it, there will always be somebody out there that will, because of the human nature, there will always be somebody out there that interprets it as this is okay, or this is right. See, it was in my book, and the book said that it was good. So the book even implied that it was good. They'll take that shit and run with it, basically. And I don't care what kind of, I don't care how many author's notes you put in the back of your book, or how many you put at the front of your fan fiction or whatever, or on your art or your poster, your Tumblr. I don't care. There will always, and I mean always, be somebody that views that romanticization and views it as an excuse or as some kind of ticket to stay in an unhealthy situation or to not tell anybody because they think that, I'll be able to get revenge someday. I'll be able to get revenge on all the people that ever wronged me, and they'll see the truth. They'll see the light. And I'm a pretty positive person most of the time, so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, honey, but life isn't a movie, and you need to get out of that situation if you're in it. You can't look to fictional books and movies and TV shows and say, look, they got revenge on their bullies, I can get revenge on mine the same way. And it's not an okay thing to portray, you know? It's not the type of thing that you want to be putting out there that, if somebody bullies you, don't worry about it because you'll get revenge someday, kiddo. You'll show all of them. Like, they want to be the ladies' man that gets all the girls. They want to be the Jason Voorhees getting revenge on their bullies. And these people who are romanticizing what Jason and Freddy and so many others went through are giving them the idea that yeah, I can be like that. I can do that too. I can be so cool. I can do all of this and that, and I can be like that. I just have to sit tight and wait for my miracle to happen. I know that sounds like a dumb reason to not like these types of movies, but the idiocy, or rather, I think the better word is naivety, of people will never cease to astound you. I assure you of that. Wow, okay, sorry about that, guys. That got heavy. But, this video is pretty long for what I usually upload, so I'm gonna cut it off here. I do have more to say about horror as a genre, but I'll probably talk about more specific topics later. Sorry, this is all unscripted, so my thoughts are pretty all over the place in this video. But thank you to anybody who did watch this, and anybody who thinks that this is a good format, or that they like this particular content and want to see more of me. Go ahead and like and maybe subscribe or something. I don't know. Do whatever you want. Have a great day, and people of the internet. And I don't know. Maybe I'll see you later. Bye.